What's the worst sex ed advice you received at school? The sex ed I had in school consisted entirely of a 20-minute video in 3rd or 4th grade that basically amounted to sometimes you'll pee your pants when you're asleep, but it's not pee. This is normal, and in health club we had a unit on STDs. Not like how to prevent, treat them. But wow, this sucks. Look at all those rashes and hives you can get. So I'd say the worst sex ed advice I received at school was N/er. Yeah. The sex ed I got at school was basically look at these horrific pictures of STDs. The only way to not get them is to not have sex. Apostrophe. Me too. Just add in a victim blaming cautionary tale about a girl getting raped and then being punished with an STD. Oh, I got that story in church. Also it was the girl's fault for not dressing modestly. I got it from my middle school health textbook. In my case she was at fault for inviting her boyfriend over and not saying no correctly. The buttage included a discussion question where we were supposed to talk about what the girl could have done differently. We were told that a wet dream produced an amount of fluid tantamount to wetting the bed. They didn't even tell us what fluid it was. Okay, so I've always been confused by this. Are wet dreams orgasmic every time you get to wake up to coming in your pants? Or is it different? And it's like you wake up going that's not jizz. What is that? And it's like the same thing as when girls squirt. And it's not quite pee, but something else? I'm so sorry this sounds so dumb, but I have questions and I want answers. Edit. I'm getting so many answers, thank you so much. I used to have wet dreams before I discovered masturbation. Yeah. Theorgasmic. But I didn't wake up. I slept straight through. Usually I would have a very vivid sex dream. I put sex in quotes because I didn't quite know the mechanics of sex, but these dreams were clearly sexual in nature. Anyway, I'd wake up in the morning and find some goo in my shorts. I didn't quite know exactly what it was, but I knew it was connected. I don't know why in sex ed they told us about semen. Told us to expect some fluid from wet dreams, but didn't tell us specifically that the wet dream fluid was semen. No idea why that was a bridge too far. I only had wet dreams maybe 2 to 3 times in my life. It was only after an orgasm that I woke up. This was before I knew the mechanics of sex, so I didn't really know the why or how of it. All I knew was that it was good. And every time I had the same dream, I was in a boxing ring completely nude and 2 women took turns boxing my duck like a speed bag. I don't know why or what that says about me. It was what it was, I guess. Edit. I'm glad y'all like my story. If upvotes were boxing gloves I'd come real hard. I myself distinctly remember 2 times. Once it was the 50-foot woman from the movie of said name. A movie old. When I saw it, I fell into her cleavage and that did it. The second was a woman I knew in life picked me up and did a standing blowjob. I don't think I could come up with those if I tried as an adult. This isn't advice, but my sex ed teacher told us ejaculate is the whitest substance on earth. Edit. Wow. This really blew up, so I'll add some more detail. She was a relatively young teacher. I did argue with her, but she just told me to stop being difficult. I insisted she was wrong, but she said the textbook knew more than me. But being teenage boy at the time, I knew a thing or two about what ejaculate looks like. Your sex ed teacher's cum looks like whiteout. Time to use cum as white OUT_ITS_FREE. The STD talk during my middle school's health club comprised of a vague video showing a paintbrush dipping into various paints, one after another, until there was a messy smear of colors everywhere. The advice was, verbatim, girls, don't let other people's paint get anywhere near you. Article but afterwards was real fun though. My school did this with Skittles. They gave each person a bunch of Skittles of one color. Then you were supposed to shake hands with 5 other kids and swap one Skittle when you did. So you end up with Skittles of various colors. Then at the end, they said handshaking was sex. And the Skittles are STDs. Yellow is HIV. Red is gonorrhea. etc. They gave each Skittle a disease. Look how many STDs you have after having sex 5 times. Then we all ate the Skittles. Not sure where that fit into the mediocre analogy. The kid who started with all yellow goes home saying Mr. Green gave me HIV today. Mr. Green was my middle school gym teacher, and the gym teachers were also the sex ed teachers. If you have sex, you will get gonorrhea, and you will die. Alright, now everybody take some rubbers. Mean Girls is great. You go, Glenn Coco. As a guy, the only thing I learned from sex ed, and this was for all the boys to learn, once the girls were separated, was that pregnancy can happen, and this what an anatomically correct penis is. An anatomically correct penis? Were they trying to shame some poor kid? If you ask any questions I'm gonna bottom your penis is wrong. I'm looking at you, Sarah, apostrophe. Sarah can't stop kicking with her third leg. It was unsolicited sex advice from a psych-tar. Don't go into dark alleys, because you will end up having sex in there. With who? No freaking idea. Maybe the Weird Alley Six Goblins. Weird Alley Six Goblins. Sounds like an amazing band name. Isn't it an album by RHCP? Close. They have an unreleased track called Weird Alley Six Goblins. In LA. I think it was Weird Cali Six Goblins. I'm 24 and when I was a freshman in high school my health teacher legit told us that women could get pregnant by just sleeping naked next to a man. She told us of her best friend who never had sex, but kissed and hugged a man naked and got pregnant. I mentioned my age, because that kind of batshit crazy take on sex ed seemed outdated to us, and it was relatively recent. It was a public school too BTW. Yeah. She would get naked just to kiss and hug. Seems like a legit story. Wait, you don't? Well, that explains all the court summons and retraining orders. The more you know. We expected better of an elementary teacher. This is the only reason I stay on this website. I knew this genius at school from the football team who I once heard saying yes if you finish inside a girl try your hardest to pee in her. The acidity of pee will kill the sperm. Fortunately we were in anatomy club and my teacher heard it too. She gave us a quick and actual sex ed club right there and then. Sounds like an episode of South Park. You just slap her titties around, stick it inside her, and pee Cartman. Unless you don't want her to get pregnant then you pull it out and pee on her leg. My teacher was trying to teach us about chromosomes and chromosome defects, so like some girls can be born instead of 2 X chromes they're born with 3 X chromes, and they are called superfemales. So she looked up 30th superfemalis and just like porn showed for the whole club to see. Edit. Half the club knew what would happen if you typed 30th. Don't have sex or your penis will fall off. Flex tape fixes everything. To show you the power of flex tape, I sawed this duck in half. Damn it, now my duck hurts. Your duck hurts. I basically had the same sex ed they gave in Mean Girls. The whole condoms don't work. Pills don't guarantee 100%. So if you have sex, you will get pregnant. Apostrophe. If you have sex, you'll get pregnant and die. You obviously didn't go to Catholic school. At Catholic school it's get pregnant, die, and burn in hell. And that's concentrated evil coming out the back of you. I heard Catholic girls are okay with concentrated evil coming in the back of them. That sex isn't supposed to end until the lady's boobs start whistling. This sounds like something your older brother would come up with and tell you to duck with you. I convinced my sister the lanky wetlands birds like cranes and egrets gave live birth in the air and the chicks spread their wings in the free fall to dry them of placental fluid, and that is why she has never seen a nest. Mayo, I love how specific this is. They just come out completely independent for life. On a somewhat similar note, there are types of fish that give live births rather than laying eggs. I remember sitting and watching the fish tank once when I was a kid, and literally the baby just flew out of the mom while she was swimming around and then went around swimming like a whole but functional fish, eating flakes and everything. Blew my mind. Edit. Live bearing fish for anyone who's interested. Includes the endless liverbra, guppy, platy, and molly. Some can actually interbreed with each other and create hybrids. Fact, if you have males and females, you will have millions of babies in no time. Lol, the lie developed from a very specific event. We were driving down a freeway that borders some wetlands area that is populated with great herons and snowy egrets. My little sister is in the backseat looking out the window and sees one on the side of the freeway and asks me why she has never seen a nest. Me, being an whole older brother who would leverage her absolute trust in my word, spins this bullshit up on the spot. She must have been around 9 years old. And I added enough detail to make it plausible when checked against her 5th grade knowledge of local biology. I mentioned that if they do not spread their wings and fly, that was simply natural selection. And if they survived anyway, they would have been a burden to the parents, since their immobility put the rest of the family at risk from predators. She ate it up. Whomever was driving, mom or dad, just let this happen. I forgot about it almost immediately after saying it and didn't remember until she was like 15 telling a friend the same fact. I overheard and just started dying of laughter, at which point she concurrently saw the humor, but was pissed because she had been using that shut as a fun fact with her friends for years. When I was homeschooled, my mom told me that masturbating caused cancer because you'd be too aggressive to your ballsack due to the motion. I feel bad for my father now. That's ironic because it actually helps to prevent prostate cancer. Vertical bar, cancer free for 90 years. Vertical bar. Keep fapping, you fabulous nonagenarian. You. Wrap it twice. Just as nice. The condoms rub against one another and have a greater chance of breaking. One is fine. What you do is you put one on and then add hot sauce and then put on the other one. You will notice if one of them breaks. Or she will. Trust me, if she notices, you'll be the first one she notifies. She texted her mom first the last time this happened. Edit. My first award. Him too excited. Thank you. I had no sex education. Not from parents or school. Our school's excuse for sex ed was a 1-hour presentation where the girls and boys were separated. Girls were taught about periods, what an standard was, and how pregnancy happens. Nothing about actual sex. Nothing about men's bodies. Nothing about safe sex. Nothing about birth control. I had never heard of a clitoris until I was 14. Thank God for the internet. Seriously, I don't know what I would have done. And that's the message that we deliver to little kids and expect them not to know what a woman's clitoris is. Well, of course they're gonna know what intercourse is by the time they hit 1st grade. They've got the Discovery Channel, don't they? We ain't nothing but mammals. Well, some of us cannibals who cut other people open like cantaloupes. But if we can hump dead animals and antelopes, then there's no reason that a man and another man cantaloupe. Carrot 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 EUUWGH. You guys got sex ed? Cries in Eastern Europe. / cries in private Christian school that I hated so much, and I'm glad I got out this year / edit. Well, duck me, how do you do the italics shut? Parents, remember the quickest way to raise an atheist is to send them to Catholic school. Condoms are worthless, so don't bother. This was at a public school in an abstinence only state. The statistics they gave us were that condoms fail 16% of the time because there are tiny pores in them. And sometimes human sperm can swim through those pores. The HIV virus is 100% smaller than a human sperm, so how often do you think it can get through those pores? As an adult, I found out that these BS claims are based on lambskin condoms, which actually say right on the package that they are not recommended for the prevention of disease because they do, in fact, have microscopic pores in them. But like, I don't even know where you would get these condoms. All the ones I've ever seen in a store are latex, which has no pores, and are far from useless. Some people are allergic to latex. You have to get them from an actual pharmacy most of the time. There are other latex-free condoms that are not lambskin. In primary school, they decided to separate the boys and girls' butts and show the boys the girls' sex ed video and vice versa. Not a clue what was going on in their heads. We had ours in 5th grade. It made for a very uncomfortable few weeks after. When I was in 7th grade, my mom, who taught chemistry and biology in the high school, was drafted to fill in during a junior high bio teacher's maternity leave. That teacher usually taught health club / sex ed to 7th graders. I wanted to die. Oh Jesus Christ. I can't even imagine. Any stories? Yes. I need an update. I had a gym teacher say it's impossible to have sex with a woman if she didn't want to because the hole closes up if she doesn't want to. He went to jail for guess what? Tax fraud. That was my guess. I wonder where he hid all the money. Somewhere that can't be opened. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you want more videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. You are helping me a lot. Thanks again.